Good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, we are in Macon, Georgia at the Museum of Aviation at the Robins Air Force Base. As of the recording of this, it is around 1 p.m. on Friday, May 5th. Happy Revenge of the 5th. Of course, that'll be gone by the time you guys see this. But yeah, we're here to see some airplanes. As I have talked about briefly, airplanes and aviation is a big part of my life. Did a lot of flying in college. My family worked in aviation. So I'm here with Matt, who is behind the camera.
Hey everybody. Look at this F-15 Ryan standing under.
And we are here to just have a beautiful aviation kind of day. And we're inviting you to come with us. And you know, we hope we'll see some pretty cool airplanes. This place comes highly recommended, so I'm excited. So yeah, let's go inside and see what we can find. Nothing like a pair of afterburners to start the day. Just from the parking lot, we've got two historical aircraft over here. For there, we got the A-10 Warthog, literally a machine gun with a plane built around it. And here we've got a B-1 Lancer.
Let's go stick our heads in the engine.
We're gonna go stick our heads in the engine. That's what we do ever since we've been air show going. All right, let's go see these things a little bit up close. I mean, we're walking right under the B-1 right now, so I guess it's kind of up close. All right, inside the entrance, we've got some drones, a Stearman, just above an F-15 Eagle.
And a bathroom.
And a bathroom, which actually, long drive, yeah, let's go do that. Here's some information on the F-15 Eagle. You guys can pause this and read if you want. Apparently we're just reading that this base is responsible for the upkeep of all F-15 Eagles in the fleet. What a beauty. Alright, so this is going to be, I guess, the Korean War era. Next, we got the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk. Some uniforms that they wore back then. Next up, we got a T-6 Texan column. So let's take a look at it from the wingspan, shall we?
Now this T-6 actually flew in various campaigns in the war before being retired by us in 1951, and after that it was actually donated to the Spanish Air Force for a short time and flew until the 80s under the help program that our military had for them, and flew for the Spanish, and then it was given back to the US, and through I guess the disposal channels, it was going to go in the scrapyard and be scrapped. It was donated here to the museum where it was completely restored. And that's what you see here today.
I think it's really neat that they have like the actual aircraft that did that stuff. Yeah. I mean, which is the point of these museums, right? But still awesome to see. Definitely give this video a big thumbs up for Matt's information. And subscribe if you're new for this amazing... and definitely subscribe if you're new for these awesome airplanes. Okay, we've gone out one of the back doors now. We're heading to one of the bigger warbirds that I've ever... I don't even know if this is considered a warbird. It's just a military airplane. But a lot of museums have this. So we'll show you guys this next beautiful piece of art. The B-52 Stratofortress. I'm gonna hover over it so you guys can pause to read this if you would like. And now, there she is. It is a bomber. It has several engines. I believe there's 4 on this side and I believe 4 on the other wing. And it carried bombs, and that's one of the reasons it needed so many engines. And it even has, in addition to the landing gear, it does have gears on the tips of the wings because the wingspan was just so aggressively long underneath it now. Of course, the video is doing no justice. And we've got our resident aircraft mechanic doing his inspection before we take this baby up for a flight.
Well, it's got a flat tire from one, so that's not gonna fly.
Oh, it's got a flat tire?
Yeah.
Here. I'm gonna let him take over.
Come on in. So we're underneath this large aircraft now. A little rusty, but just beyond these panels up here is the bomb bay areas, because this is a bomber. So we can't get up there, but this is just where the landing gear goes. So we're in a very huge cavernous area. Yeah. Here's the camera.
There we go. Alright, I'm gonna stop now.
We're gonna go back to the tail.
So we were just there under the landing gear of the B-52. Back here is one of the entrances to the Air Force Base. We're gonna go up to this thing. I've never seen this one before. I have no idea what it is, but we will find out. So this base, this museum is on an Air Force base here in Georgia.
Huh. Very flamey.
Yeah. Alright, we found out what it was. C-141 Starlifter, designed for troop and cargo transportation. A very funny looking aircraft.
It's $8.1 million.
Oh my goodness.
It's actually not that bad for airplanes.
I mean, it's just interesting because like the wing is like over the fuselage, and
Yeah,
the gear is like awkwardly placed. I've never seen a plane like this.
Yeah, you can tell this was their first iteration of a transport aircraft and cargo aircraft, because the second and third iterations with the C-17 and the C-5 were quite a bit more practical.
Yeah, this just looks like a nightmare to load up and...
There's one that might get even more nightmarish. That's just on the other side of this one.
Oh my lord. Looks like a
Duck.
giant duck turboprop thing. Alright, we're gonna get closer to it. 1952 is when this entered service? Okay. C-124 Globemaster II. Evolved from the C-74. Efficient, featured clamshell.
A little bit cheaper. Instead of 8.1, it's now 1.6. But it's got 4 turbofan Pratt & Whitney R4360 engines capable of 3,800 horsepower each. So you put all that together, you get a little math. I think there's 4 of them.
There is 4 of them.
So, 1,500 horsepower, or 15,000 horsepower. Yeah.
And you can tell that it does cargo because, like, there's the thing right here. I guess this comes down.
I think it might open up like clamshell.
Yeah, because that's what it said. Something like a clamshell. Yeah.
Lamb.
All right. Moving on to these babies over here.
Lots of history right here. Oh. About $1 million, which again, we're smaller now, so, you know.
Was this a trainer? Twin-engine, all-weather fighter interceptor. Okay, designed to locate, intercept, and destroy enemy aircraft by day or night under all weather conditions.
Dang.
Impressive. Oh, they closed up. Ah. For those of you who don't know, when Matt and I went to air shows, it was always a thing that we would find the static displays and stick our heads in the afterburners. Like that. Oh, even the intake is blocked. Okay, well I guess that makes sense, so birds don't.
Birds, bees. Ooh, this is the Voodoo.
The Voodoo?
RF-101C Voodoo. Low altitude fighter, bomber, photo reconnaissance, interceptor, and transition trainer.
Alright. 1.2 million? Okay, we'll take it.
Getting a little more pricey now. One's all taped up. Also a Voodoo.
That's
Same
also
type
a
of mission.
Voodoo. Same type, okay. Just a little different looking, kind of.
To the hangar we go.
We have found a C-130 Hercules. Usually used for cargo and transportation, yeah?
Yeah.
2 million. On these giant engines. This thing is awesome. It's probably one of the more recognizable carriers. Just for point of reference, it took us about an hour and 45 minutes to drive here from Atlanta.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, going south on I-75. And
Mach 2.
at Mach 2. That's what a Honda does. But entrance to the museum is also free. Here we've got a beautiful P-51 Mustang. This is a hangar where they do restoration on the aircraft, so it literally smells like a garage.
And this is only one of 6 remaining today, this particular type of Mustang. Only 5 others remain in the world.
If you ever wondered what the inside of some of these airplane engines look like, these are piston engines.
Notice this engine here. A lot of them are like that. The cylinders where the pistons go are all radially expanding from the center where the actual drivetrain is for the propeller. So we call it a radial engine. And these pistons fire one at a time around in a circle, and they keep going and going and going to spin the prop. And they do that, you know, hundreds of times a second.
So that the propeller can spin fast enough to generate power to pull the aircraft, so it can go fast enough to lift off the ground.
Versus this one, you notice in this cutaway, you've got you know, the pistons that are still somewhat in a loop but more linear, as opposed to every single one of them around the center. So very interesting. And of course a jet.
Yeah, and we have a jet turbine. And here we got a B-29, another bomber. You could usually indicate that it's a bomber when the name of it starts with a B. And here we've got a Ranger wood prop. It literally smells like a car garage in here. The oil and the whatever they're using to restore some of these aircraft.
Mustangs, P-51s. No, it was never easy for these men. They were pioneers, and no pioneer has it easy. They fought lies, they fought heartbreak, and they won. Now they fight the enemy on his own soil.
Under this B-29 you can see the bomb bay. And here is, I guess, what a bomb would look like coming out of it. That's a B-17 Stratofortress, currently under restoration. And here's a before for, I guess, one of its engines. and after. Looks like all these planes that are down here might be under restoration. God, it literally just smells like oil. Kind of garage. Like it's...
That aircraft back there flew several presidents.
This VC-140 Jetstar. Did it say how many? Does it say how many presidents it flew?
President Lyndon B. Johnson, Ford, Carter, and Nixon
Oh, dang.
all flew in that aircraft. There was designated Air Force One on each time. So this carried Bobby Kennedy from the Pentagon to Andrews to meet the flight, returning President JFK's body to Washington following his assassination. Tucked in a corner with so much history.
Right? Like what it's seen and done.
Mm-hmm.
Being restored though, right? Because that's why it's down here.
Yep.
There's the drop zone, Charlie. Over to the left, about 11 o'clock. Not a minute too soon. Man, you can almost walk on that flat. Well, looking forward All right, man, this is what we've been training for. Time to show those crowds what the 507 can do. Remember, when you hit the ground, find the equipment bundles and form up.
And we've got memorabilia from the World Wars. Nazis.
We were serious then. We really got serious. But
Got the uniform and the different armbands that they used to wear. So Matt's actually been here before, and one of the things that he told me that I'm noticing is that they didn't just showcase things from the USA, they showcased things from the enemy lines, like, you know, we saw the Nazi uniforms, which is really neat because it kind of gives you that perspective of both sides, showing, because they're part of history as well, and part of our history, you know, in the World Wars and everything that transpired that has brought us where we are today. Alright, next hangar over, we've got a US Air Force F-16 Fighting Falcon that served in their demonstration squadron, the Thunderbirds, which I have yet to see. I still have not seen the Thunderbirds, seen the Blue Angels a bunch, but apparently these guys put on a great show as well. And there's a cockpit over here. Oh, we can't go into it. Dang. Oh well. Yeah. This hangar has some other stuff we're going to show you guys here in a sec. So above us we've got a drone, RQ-4A Global Hawk unmanned aerial system. And I got a U-2 just by it, and an SR-71 Blackbird right here. Oh my gosh, this thing is amazing.
There's some information here about this particular airplane that the viewers would love to know. This is the fastest airplane ever, and it still holds the record today at 2,193.16 miles per hour. And that is the world absolute speed record. I'm sure there's some math stuff involved there, but in terms of speed of an airplane, this exact plane, this one right here, holds the world record for the speed and has yet to be beaten today.
Next on our list is the Convair F-102 Delta Dagger, and I think we know why it has its name.
Really pointy.
It's really pointy, and there's a delta shape and all that. Well, that's pretty cool. Right next to the SR-71 Blackbird, which is very high, so I can't actually get a picture of the top of it. Maybe when we go upstairs. And here's another Delta right next to it. Broken down C-130 with the nose up. For a lot of you that may not know, the nose of airplanes have radars in them, and that's how they track the weather as they're flying. There's a better view of the SR-71 from a little farther back. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard this flight. Our captain today is Captain Snoopy. Alright, so that is an AC-130. So it has all the guns. Gatling gun over here that can fire 1,800 rounds per minute. The giant cannons that can blow a neighborhood to oblivion. There's the SR-71 Blackbird. The Thunderbird over there. The drone. United States Air Force. This hangar looks like they use it for events because there's a stage and a lot of area here for seating. From up here you can see the decorated livery of the F-16 Eagle in its Thunderbird designation.
Cool.
Now, a really fun fact, Matt's actually done work with the Thunderbirds in the past, working for air shows, volunteering to do social media for an air show company.
Yeah, we traveled around Thunderbirds and Blue Angels and all the other ones, and did shows. It was a lot of fun. And Thunderbirds and the Blues were both a real joy to work with.
They had great jobs.
They had some fun jobs. A lot of times they'd be there with their families, which was always nice. But yeah, they were the rock stars of the skies.
They still are to this day.
To this very day.
I want to put a check top right corner somewhere up here. I'll put a link to the last air show we went to last March at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa. And here's the bird's eye view of the SR-71 Blackbird. Alright, I can't get the whole thing in frame, but we are behind the SR-71 Blackbird. Look at this thing. Did not want to be back here when this thing fires up.
That would hurt. You'd probably get fried pretty quickly
Just die.
with these engines and the power.
Unlimited power!
Alright, well, thanks for that. Like and subscribe below for more.
Enemy payflow above. Like from the Call of Duty days. Up here. Big helicopter. Has a refueling rod so it can refuel in midair. So I know this museum is on an Air Force base, which makes sense that they would have some military land vehicles displayed, but I've always been curious why aviation museums have cars or trucks or vehicles. It's not aviation. You've got missiles. You don't see a plaque? Whoa, where'd your jacket go? Oh. Alright, so we found a United States of America plane. Doesn't appear to be any... Whoa, excuse me. Doesn't appear to be any plaques around it. We're guessing maybe some kind of Air Force One at some point being restored, repainted. Yeah, no plaques. Interesting. Okay, it's a modified 737. We know that. At least from this, you know, we can tell it's a 737 body base fuselage thing. Then there's that. It also looks like back here they're restoring some an F-15 Eagle. Next on the list is a KC-97 Stratofreighter. This thing is huge. Cameras really don't do these beauties justice, but it looks like it was a tanker used for aerial refueling. And I'm not, huh?
Almost looks like they were building this plane, they were building it, and then they said, we're done building it. And they stopped at the nose because it's like,
Flat.
Flat.
It's Voldemort.
Could be.
It's the Voldemort of airplanes. Because everything else has a nose, 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 and you don't.
Or they just gave up. They're like, we're not gonna build this anymore. Because aerodynamically, this doesn't look particular. It looks like a big flying turd.
Yeah, it does.
But it probably did its job really well for the day. So I'm not making fun of turds or planes.
But we are at the same time. But the reason that I think it's a tanker, and I'm not saying this because we could have just read the plaque, but it has the giant arm tank refueling thing that connects to aircraft when they're doing aerial refueling.
Hey, sorry to get so close to the camera. I don't know how to do this vlog thing like Ryan. But we're continuing to enjoy. I stole it. There's Ryan. Stole his camera. This is one of my favorite aircraft here. This is the Constellation, and it's essentially a big old radar sits on the bottom of this thing, and designs to really get intelligence and whatnot. Was kind of the precursor to the E3 AWAC, which also has a radar on it. But this one is one of the earlier ones. Retired from service in the 70s, but no, it's a pretty cool plane. It's got a very interesting tail, and oh jeez, yeah, so like and subscribe for more planes. Guess I should go give the camera back now. Come with me on this little walk through this airplane boneyard. There's Ryan over there, more aircraft. Like, comment, subscribe.
So just to give you guys some bearings, that's the main building that we started in. The parking lot's on the other side. We came out this way and we went around. This was the building we were just in. And then we came out to the back to see the planes over there that Matt just showed you. There's another C-130. Now we're heading up to the last building, right up here. And then that'll be it. And all these flags. This little amphitheater looking thing.
This is crazy.
We found ourselves a helicopter to sit in.
Where's the collective? Oh, it's over there.
The collective? Oh, do I have the collective?
Yeah, you're the pilot.
Oh, I have the collective. Yay! Uh-oh. I think I broke it.
Probably are, considering we don't have an engine or a tail.
Yeah. We have joysticks, though. Okay, they don't move.
Pedals do.
Oh, the rudder pedals work?
Yes.
Yay! We... one of these levers here. Oh, that pulls. Okay, that does nothing. The buttons here work. There's the toggle. All the gauges. Don't know what half of these mean. That's okay. Next is a Republic F-105 Thunder Chief. Oh, it's got a long nose too, all the way there. And no, I cannot climb up this ladder. Cajun Queen. Oh, I thought these were real people for a sec. Now we've got an McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom. That's a full body. But this is how it looks. I believe this is what Captain Sully Sullenberger flew in the military before, when he was serving. Not this aircraft, but this particular one, but this aircraft. We've got missiles. Okay, that was a small one because they were having an actual meeting in there, so we couldn't see everything. But this brought us back out to the B-1 Lancer. And now we are going to call it a day here. Hungry, gonna go get lunch, and then head back to Atlanta. And that's gonna do it for us here today at the Aviation Museum at Robins Air Force Base in Georgia. It's been a wonderful day filled with historical aircraft. Thank you guys for following us. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. I am on my way out of Georgia tomorrow, which is Saturday, May 6th. So heading back to Florida, the end of my vacation, but it's been an awesome week spent here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.